Right. Okay. Good morning, all. Today we are going to discuss the topic of polymorphism. हाँ नाना ईश्वर को silent होना like in the previous classes we have discussed that OOPS concepts of inheritance encapsulation abstraction. We are remaining with the concept of polymorphism implementation. Already we are doing some concepts of polymorphism, but we are not studied it. That's the thing. Firstly, polymorphism means the name itself it will tell, right? It means one one thing into many forms. One physical thing or one non-physical thing can be into the many forms. This concept will be called as a polymorphism. In the polymorphism, we have the mainly two things. One was the method overloading, another one was the method overriding. These are the two things we have it. And when we are calling this polymorphism, it will depends on the object calling. Object calling, what is an object calling? We'll see that. Suppose, what are the types of polymorphism we have? In that we have mainly two types. One was the method overloading. Method overloading. We are calling it as a static polymer. And another thing will be the method overriding. We are calling it as a dynamic. How this polymorphism we can normally achieve is one method one method calling. One method behaves based on the method calling. It is nothing but a method overloading. Method overloading concept like this. One method behaves based on one method calling. Oh, sorry, based on object calling. Object calling. It is the thing. And other thing will be the one name multiple functionalities. It is nothing but a overriding. Multiple functionalities. Okay. One name multiple functionalities. One method behaves based on the object calling or the parameters call. Object calling it based on the object calling it. Right. It is the things. And method overloading is same method name with same method name with different parameter count or parameter types or return value. It is the thing. First we'll see that the method overloading. Polymorphism means the two concepts: method overloading discussing, method overriding discussing. First we discuss the method overriding implementation. After that we move to the method overriding. Okay, first you have to understand what is the method overloading, right? Method overloading is the same name with a different parameter count, and or with a different parameter types, or with a different return type. Based on this it will be do. Go to the new class, creating the class. My class will be the polydemo. Go with the public static void now. Public static void main. I'm creating one class. Okay, this is my class. In this class now what I'm doing is I am using the different methods. Okay, the methods is first thing, mm, I have a method of simply void multiplication is my method. Okay, void multiplication is my method. In that I am passing int a comma int b. Okay, int a comma int b. We'll do one thing. Okay, this out. This out of a into b, or okay, a into b. This is one method. Normally how can I call this method? By creating object for my polydemo class. Polydemo p1 equals to new polydemo. New polydemo, it was a constructor. We are calling it as a default constructor, and p1 dot multiplication. Okay, and I have to pass the values of 2 comma 3, right? And I can get a output of 6 as in my output, right? Six will be my output. But method overloading means same method name with a different parameter count, or with different method with two parameters. Method with two parameters. Here also I can write method with three parameters as a text. In this I have to write a into b into c. Suppose if I calling like a p1 dot multiplication of 2 comma 3, then it will call this method. Suppose if I call like p1 dot say multiplication of 2 comma 3 comma 4, then it will goes to the with three parameters. Okay, method with two parameters 6, method with three parameters 24. Suppose if I not calling this method, then it will print only or execute only this method. Okay, method with three parameters. Okay, now we are observing here the method name is same and we are passing the different parameter count. Here we are passing 2, here we are passing 3. Like that you can pass a n number, it will not an issue. It is based on parameter count. Okay, next thing, the same like this void multiplication. Okay, void multiplication, I can go like a double. Now double a comma double b. Okay, double a comma double b. Here I can print like without of method with two parameters of double type. Okay, a into b. Suppose if I pass like hash, already I have here, right? P1 dot multiplication of 2 comma 3, then it will call this method. If I call like double means float value, right? So if I call like this, then I can observe which method it will call. Double type. Why? Because I have one parameter as a double, so it will goes to the this one. Integer can act as a double also. Because of that, it will take a as also double, like that. Okay. Here you can observe the same method name, but different parameter types, different parameters based on this also. Okay, right. This is the thing with a method overloading. Method overloading is the concept for when you are don't know, sometimes you require the method with the three parameters, or sometimes you require the method with the two parameters, different on the basis of the parameters you are passing. Then this polymorphism of the method overloading concept will help you. Okay, method overloading means the same name but differ. Method overloading mainly depends on the parameters. Method overloading mainly depends on the parameters. It will be the based on return type or the count or anything. Okay, it is a method overloading. We are calling it as a compile time polymorphism also. Why? Because compile time means we are writing the functionality here, right? That means normally compile time means we are intimating what you have to do to the Java compiler at the time of execution, before the execution, at the time of before execution. Suppose if you observe here, if I am calling like p1 dot multiplication of 2 comma 3.0, first the Java program compiles, right? At that moment this function mapping to this function. Why? Because here I am mentioning double type, so your compiler can understand, I have to execute this method multiplication. I have different methods, but I have to execute this method. That means you are before the execution intimate to your compiler which method you have to execute by based on the parameters you are passing. It is called as compile time execution or static polymorphism. Compile time polymorphism or static polymorphism, both the things. We are calling it as a sorry, method overloading, also called as a compile time polymorphism, compile time polymorphism or method overloading. Okay, it is the thing. Next, coming with this, in the inheritance concept and the encapsulation concept and the abstraction also, right? The same thing we are seeing here. Mm, suppose for a while, I'll remove this. I am removing this thing, and now what I have to do is method overriding means you are overriding one method, right? That means suppose in a different class I have a method of what it would be dyna. Okay, dynam is my method. In this I have one method of void draw. Suppose void draw is method. Void draw is my method. Okay, or void shape is my method. Void shape is my method. Okay, sys out. In this what I can do is I can print like I don't know shape. Okay, I don't know shape, like that I can print. Now what I'm doing is I can go with the another class. My class will be the suppose rectangle is my class. Rectangle is my class. This rectangle was inherited from dynam. Without inheritance you cannot perform that method overriding. Okay, dynam spelling is wrong, right? Dynam. In this what I have to do is same void shape. The void shape I can write as sysout sysout of rectangle, sysout of rectangle, right? It is a thing. And when you are deal with the, suppose if I want to execute this shape method, if I creating based on the object creation, it will be access. Suppose if I go with a, now no need to create object for this. I'll do one thing. Wait a minute. I think it is little bit slow in your.